Namaste. Today I would like to talk with you guys concerning the subject of Christianity and karma. I grew up Catholic. I had many questions that I feel the church was never able to answer in a way that was satisfactory for me. And so with the additional information of karma, I feel like a lot of Christians can not only learn a lot, but be able to explain things to other people and have them understand things when if somebody is seeking the truth and you want to help them towards God and giving them Jesus and helping them in a spiritual way, then having more understanding of the workings of this world and why we are here and why we suffer is going to be extremely helpful. Why would God make it so that I was born in a Christian family if Christianity is the truth, and then God makes it also that someone else is born in a Buddhist family? It doesn't seem really fair that I was, born into a family that has the path that God wants me to follow, whereas someone else is born into an environment where they're encouraged to be an atheist or a materialist or follow some other religious path. Another one is why newborn babies can die before they've even had the chance to be righteous or not righteous, to do wrong or right. They've never had the chance to be a good person or be a bad person, and therefore how can they be judged when they were just born and then a week later they were dumped in a garbage and starved or suffocated to death or whatever it is? What happens to that soul? That question was never given a satisfactory answer for me. A lot of the answers I got for these questions was, that God is a mystery and, that you have to have faith. And you do have to have faith, and there are things that we, can't understand with our minds, but this is not one of them. These questions can be answered, and the people that have these questions are right in having them. That's the point of human life, is to ask these questions and then seek the answers, and we can find that in having a spiritual life. So another thing that seems a little bit contradictory when you hear it, or for me it did, is that God is all good and all forgiving, but that there's an eternal hell. And so we can make sense of that when we understand karma and reincarnation. Another thing was that growing up, I had an extremely strong feeling of eating meat was wrong, and that killing another animal for my own sustenance, if I didn't need to, was wrong. And reincarnation and karma also explain our relationship to the other living beings on this earth, plants and animals. So the first thing that we have to understand was talked about in my last video, which is that you're not your body and you're not your mind. And so before watching this video, you got to watch that, but I will do a quick recap. That video is extremely important in understanding this concept. So you're not your body because every 5 years, all the atoms, all the molecules in your body are replaced. They're completely different from when they were 5 years ago. So the body is completely different, but I'm the same person. So it is the soul, in fact, that stays the same, not the body. And on a more obvious scale, if you took a picture of me when I was a baby and put it up against a picture of me today and you showed it to a random person, they would not be able to tell you for a fact whether it's the same person inside those bodies. They're two completely different bodies, but the same person is within. With the mind, there's the examples of you can You can try and control your mind, so you must be separate from something. If you're trying to control it and it's getting out of hand, and you have a different will than what your mind is doing, your mind is doing something different than what you want it to do. You want to be studying, you want to be focused, and it's going off to some other subject. Even if a person bumped their head and they forgot for a year, like a whole bunch of memories, and eventually regain them, that whole time they were the same person. It's not like when they had the memories, or had this remembrance of their own identity, that they were the same person. They were the same person the whole time.